everybody, welcome to another episode from HolsingersFlyShop.com. I'm your host, Sean Holsinger. Today I'm going to bring you a wet fly pattern. I haven't tied a wet fly on here in a while, and that's what I grew up tying. That's what I always tend to go back to, and I really enjoy swinging in the springtime. So here's one of my patterns that I go to. This is a soft-bodied wet fly, and it's simply that. It's a soft-bodied wet fly, we're going to call it, and I'm going to show it to you here in a second in a couple different colors and tell you the materials that I use to tie them. So it's a really simple tie. We can tie it real quickly, and let's get into it. So here's your fly. Okay guys, here it is. Let's get into tying this. You can see it here in the vise. It's a great looking wet fly pattern. And it's really easy tie. That's the great thing about it. Just a couple pieces of material and you're good to go on this. So let's get into tying it now. For a hook, I'm going to be tying it on a Firehole in a 633 size 14. Change up your size, whatever size you like to tie your wet flies in. And this is actually kind of like an imitation style wet fly. I just showed you a whole bunch of different color patterns there. So experiment with it to match the hatch on this. Next thing I'm going to put on is obviously the Woodduck thread. And I'm using a 140 here. You can use a 170 very easily. Then I'm going to put a piece of Flashabou on. Okay, this color is the Chartreuse Flashabou. And as you saw in the intro there, I did use some pink Flashabou just for a different look. And it works cool too. Those are the two main colors I use. And we're just going to tie that down, and then I'm going to work back up towards the eye of the hook there. The next thing I'm going to use is a piece of amber stretch tube. And this would be a great color here for, say, a sulfur or an olive, because it's really close to both of them. It's kind of right in between the two. And I'm just going to tie that down, and I'm going to pull the tubing tight, okay? By pulling it tight, there we go, get it in the hook there, vise. By pulling it tight, it stretches it out, and it doesn't make it as fat when you wrap it down. So now I'm going to bring this up to the eye. I'm going to put a really quick half hitch on there, just to hold the thread in place. Now I'm going to take advantage of my rotary vise here. And I'm going to wrap this crystal flash up. And I'm just going to cover up my thread with the crystal flash. And just wrap that the whole way up there. If you miss a spot, no big deal. So then we're going to wrap it off here. About 3 wraps is all it's going to take. And now I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to put a quick little half hitch there. Slide my arm back around, and we're going to use the rotary vise again. Now I'm going to pull a little bit back here at the back. I'm going to get it pretty tight. And as I go up, I'm going to loosen my tension up just a little bit, and what it's going to do is build a slight, very, very slight taper to this. Okay, and then we're going to tie this off. And trim. Now the last thing I'm going to put on here is a piece of my hen pheasant. What I'm going to get is one from up here in the neck area, and there's lots of different color variations in this. It's actually kind of cool looking. That's why I use this a lot, because when you wrap it, you get a different color variation to it. So I'm just going to pick one of these neck feathers out, and when you pull it out, you see that there's a lot of fluff on the bottom. So we're going to pull off that fluff. Just going to strip it back. Okay, then once we get that stripped back, you can see the feather there with all the fluff stripped off. Then I'm going to pinch the end and I'm going to tease the fibers back so I just have the tip sticking out there like that. Okay, now I'm going to tie this end down and I'm going to tie it with the bottom side of the feather against the hook. That will help in wrapping the hackle and them going the right direction. Now I'll trim my tag off. And oops, you don't need to here, but I'm going to put just a quick little half hitch so I don't unwind. I need to tighten the tension up just a hair on my vise here. A little bit of, there we go. Now I'm going to put my hackle pliers on. And we're just going to wrap this hackle on, and as we wrap it, we're going to tease these fibers back. So every time we go around, we're going to tease them back so they continue to go backwards. And once I get that wrapped on there, we're just going to tie it off. Okay, and we'll trim. Then lastly, we want to keep this head small, so we're just going to make a little wet finish to it. And that's it. That's all that's to this nice little easy pattern. I'll put one more small one on there. There we go. All done. Give this thing a try. Try it in different patterns, especially that black that I showed you there. I love the look of the black. It's going to make a great early black stone to swing. Okay, as you see there, that wasn't hard to tie at all. It was very simple actually. And just a couple pieces of material. That's another great thing about it. You can see my hen cape here, my hen pheasant. I use this a ton. This is something that Gary Buchanan put me onto, and I love the colors of it. It just has a natural color to the feather. That's the great thing about it. I love using flash, but you know, I like to mix natural things in with it too. So give this a try. You know, get yourself a hen pheasant skin. It's a great tool to have. It's a great piece of material. And you know, use it for a lot of things. I use it for legs on nymphs. I use it for soft hackles. There's other parts. You got a whole skin there to pick from. So don't be afraid to experiment with it and have a lot of fun with it. I love using hen pheasant. I use it on a lot of my soft hackle stuff. So give that a try. And until next time, guys, check out our different social media things like Facebook and Instagram. Don't forget about our Bugs and Beard page. Check that out too on Facebook. It's a group you have to ask to join, but we accept just about everybody. No, just kidding. So yeah, just check it out, ask to join, and we'll let you in. And we shared patterns and techniques, what's working for us, different things like that. It's just a group that we get together and interact with. And also don't forget about the Bugs and Beard podcast, which is coming your way. And until next time, guys, I'm Sean Holsinger. Don't forget to tune in next week when I bring you another video.